Hey guys, welcome to Los Angeles here at the Red Studios, and I'm here with Tommy behind the camera, and with this, the brand new 2021 Cadillac Escalade. Say hi, Tommy.
Hey guys, how's it going? And in today's video, we were talking about the really cool things you need to know about this new luxury model.
Yep, and in this video, the car was just introduced, or it's a truck, Tommy, and we're gonna go over everything. We're gonna go crawl through the inside, we're gonna tell you what's under the hood, and more importantly, we're gonna tell you why this is unique. And let's start with that, Tommy. How long has it been since there has been a diesel engine in a Cadillac?
Well, since 1980. So this is an exciting power plant. New for 2021, there's one of two engine options, a 6.2 liter gas V8 and a 3 liter inline 6 turbocharged diesel. What are the power numbers?
Well, the power numbers are really cool. So torque is the same in both the diesel and the 6.2 liter, 460 pound-foot of torque, but horsepower is different, Tommy. 420 in the 6.2 liter, 277 in the diesel. Now I'm pointing to this as if it were the diesel. We don't know that, but there's a lot more surprises behind this Cadillac. So let's go in the back and show them what's underneath.
Absolutely. So the Escalade has long been a traditional truck with a solid rear axle, but no more. Following the new GM architecture, this new Cadillac now has independent rear suspension, which is a huge deal. It's supposed to make it a lot more comfortable, a lot more sophisticated. But what do you think of the exterior design? Because it's all new. In the rear, we still have these vertical LED light blades.
We also have that, Tommy, 600. What is that?
Well, Cadillac has gone to this new naming system for their engine. So this should be the torque output in Newton meters. But we're in America, so I don't really know what 600 means.
All right, but we do have inches on the tires and wheels, and dude, we're rolling on 22s.
Yep, these are a huge set of wheels and tires. Pretty old school too, pretty blingy, but that's what you want in an Escalade. This is your rapper mobile. This is the vehicle that is known for bringing celebrities to and from their private jets.
Now we're here at the unveiling of this, so there are a lot of people here, so we're kind of trying to work around them, but let's talk about what's new on the inside, because there are two new things on the inside besides, of course, this influencer, Tommy.
Yes, we have been working around her for quite some time now.
Well, let's see if we can jump in here and show them what's on the inside. Why don't you jump in and I'll go in the back seat.
Absolutely. So the big news is not this beautiful wood inlay, it's actually the screen. So this is now 38 inches of curved screen. This is an OLED display, or organic, what's LED, that light emitting diode, organic light emitting diode display, and it's curved, which is just the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, you know, on the Tesla, what you basically get is a screen that is kind of just placed into the dashboard. This one, on the other hand, is actually integrated into the dashboard. And speaking of integration, come on back here, let's show them what it looks like back here.
Well, of course, a lot of room, because this is a long vehicle, but not the longest Escalade, am I right?
No, there is a longer one coming, but that will not be unveiled until later this year. Oh, look at that. We've got also something special on top of the steering wheel. Do you guys see that green line? I'm going to jump in the front seat.
Yep, so that green line indicates...
Could you just hold on a second, please, while we're doing this video?
This car has Super Cruise.
Yep, it has Super Cruise, which is, of course, the ability for the car to drive itself. It's autonomous driving, Tommy.
Semi-autonomous. So you set the cruise control, and then it just follows over 200,000 miles of predetermined highway in the US, and it now has auto lane change as well. So you turn on the turn signal and it will change lanes. I do love how integrated the screens are into the dashboard. So 3 screens actually. There's one here on the far left, there's one here in the middle, and then there's of course your standard infotainment screen here, which is touchscreen. Now the rightmost and the leftmost screens are completely touchscreen. A lot of high quality woods and materials here in the center. It almost looks very yacht-like, you know what I mean, Dad?
Yeah, let me get in the back seat here, Tommy, and show them how much room there is back here. So I'm in the third row, of course, and I've got 2 USB ports, I've got 2 cup holders, and I've got plenty of headroom. I've got okay leg room. If you guys want the really long one, you're gonna have to wait, because this one isn't quite the long one, but it is very soft and scrumptious back here. I mean, this is certainly one of Cadillac's nicer interiors, Tommy.
It absolutely is, but it has to be, because this vehicle has some stiff competition from full-size SUVs like the Navigator, like the Range Rover, you know, it's a competitive field.
Yeah, let's talk about the other cars that it competes with, which are, of course, GM cars, right? So a couple weeks ago, they unveiled the Yukon in Vail. We were there. And then, of course, the Suburban, all built on the same truck chassis. And this, of course, is a truck chassis, Tommy, because, well, it's a truck.
It's a truck. Well, I'm just checking the mics here because our mics are in the front of the camera. You don't actually have to see my ugly face. But what are the other cool things about the Cadillac? How do we get into the trunk, Dad?
You push this and check it out, dude. Look at that.
It rises open. And Cadillac says that behind the third row here, there's 68% more cargo capacity, which is a huge, impressive number. It's great to see this truck actually get more usable room behind the third row.
And let me show you something right here, Tom. You look at that. This used to be a Bose, and now it's an AKG. It's a new sound system that Cadillac says is basically the industrial standard for great sound systems here in Hollywood. So there are 36 speakers in the Cadillac. You can actually see them. If you come over here, you can see them embedded in the roof.
I think there's 38.
All right, make that 38 speakers.
38 speakers.
And Cadillac says that when you listen to music in this car, it's like listening to the artist live.
It absolutely is. Now, some other cool things you'll see is actually in the rear here. There's a new rear view, trailering integration package.
So there are 2 cameras right there.
Yep, so that'll include 9 total cameras. Let's go on this side, get a better view.
Yep.
9 total cameras on the exterior of the Escalade, so you can see exactly what you're hitching up to. I think it's a pretty stylish full-size rig. Even the short wheelbase one has a long profile.
And speaking of hitching up, of course it's a truck, so it does tow. We don't know exact towing numbers, but I suspect it'll be up there in the 8 to 9 to 10,000 range. And speaking of how much it costs, because we don't know that, and speaking of the fuel economy, we don't know that either, but we do know when it's available, Tommy.
Yeah, so we're looking at availability of this truck sometime in late 2020, and it's built in Texas.
Get out. America.
Built in Texas, America.
It's America. And let's talk about the suspension, because the suspension is unique, right? It's like the Yukon in that well, let me show you the buttons. If you come around here, we'll have to show you the buttons.
Available air suspension in this full-size SUV.
There's a drink on the floor, so look at the drink. So let me show them the buttons here. I'm just going to show them these buttons. They are
right here, so you can actually raise and lower the suspension here. 2 high, 4 high. Looks like maybe an off-road mode. And check this out, actually. Integrated brake controller there.
I love the integrated brake controller.
I love the integrated brake controller. It's really cool to see. They say this is an industry-first curved screen. And in the rear, we have 12.6 inches of screen on both the driver and passenger side.
The other thing, of course, is we have a heads-up display, and we have a camera facing forward, so you do have night vision, and you can actually see whatever is in front of you.
So some other
cool tech.
Yeah, some other cool things about the actual OLED display.
Yep.
Augmented reality navigation.
There you go.
So it will really help show you exactly where you need to go. It does things such as if you're making a left turn, the navigation says make a left turn, it will play it through the leftmost speakers and get louder and louder on the left side as you approach the left turn. It's also fully configurable in the displays.
That's right, it'll also overlay your directions. It's very similar to the system that Mercedes-Benz has right now. And speaking of Mercedes-Benz, this of course competes with other 3-row SUVs, things like the GLS, the Range Rover,
the LX, Lexus LX.
Lexus. And look at these speakers, Tommy. I was talking about more speakers. They're right in the headrest.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're into sound immersion, this apparently is the vehicle for you. I think overall they've smoothed out the design a little bit, especially in the front view.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a lot like, to me, a little bit of Telluride, right? You can see kind of well, it's hard because there's another person in front of it, but if you look beyond the people who are standing in front of it,
I think, sorry. There's a lot of pictures being taken.
I think over here you'd see the Telluride image yeah. Well, anyway, and of course it's got that very big bold. But having said that, Tommy, if you go around the front of it again, I think it's not as crazy as
there we go.
Some of the previous Cadillacs, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I do love these kind of light blades in the front. I think they're really cool.
Now, of course, this is the luxury version. There's also a sport version. There's different model types, right?
Yep, and there's 8 interior colors and trims available as well. So you can really configure your Escalade exactly how you want it, and you can make it look exactly like you are hoping. Other cool things you need to know, soft closed doors, and actually take a look at the door handle.
Yeah, I'll show you, okay?
You'd expect it to pull, but it doesn't.
There's also an LED light, I think, right there.
Oh, that's cool.
But let me show you. There's a little switch right here that I push.
There's a button.
There's a little button, and that pops the door open. And then if I go to close it, it of course closes itself.
Ooh.
Whereas Mercedes and other luxury brands have had that for a while, so it's not unique to the Escalade, but it
Look,
is.
there's Tom Volk.
Hey, Tom.
Guys,
Hey.
what do you think of the Escalade?
You know, we're going over that right now, Tom. It's a big beast.
It is a big beast. It's always been a big beast. The thing that I like about this, they're finally letting Cadillac be Cadillac.
America.
The interior is nice. It uses really good interiors. They're not chinsing out.
And you know, they have to do that with Navigator really upping the game, right?
Really
upping the game, yeah. So Cadillac had to come back and had to actually reply, and I think they did that. And by the way, if you guys want a much better review of this, go to Tom's channel, Driven Car Reviews, and check it out.
He's my biggest booster, and I really appreciate it.
You betcha, Tom.
Keep up the good work, guys.
Thank you, Tom. Well, there you have it, guys. Your first look at the brand new Cadillac Escalade. Dare I say Slade, Tommy?
Slade!
Slade.
Yeah, it's a sweet looking truck. I can't wait to get this on the road. Can't wait to try out the new 3-liter diesel, and more importantly, can't wait to see how it tows up the Ike Gauntlet. We're going to need Andre for that.
Yep, and can you believe that there's actually a longer one coming that's going to be unveiled later this year?
You could always have a bigger truck here in America.
You could always go bigger. And remember, come back to TFL Car, TFL Truck, TFL Now, TFL Off-Road, and of course, TFL Car for your news, views, and what, Tommy?
Real world car said twice reviews.
See you guys next time. Ciao.